What we've been looking at, what I've been looking at in particular, is a new thing called cooperative learning. Now, we've heard of collaborative learning, working in teams, but cooperative learning is something that has been brought in by SQA and all that through Curriculum for Excellence, and it's teamwork. And we all do teamwork. We all get students to work in a group and collaborate, etc. This goes a wee bit deeper because your organisation has to be that every single member in the team is active, and I know that's a difficult thing when you divide your students into teams. Now, the reason I've only got 2 minutes is I'm just telling you that I'm going to be trying something next week with my students, which is more cooperative. They're heading towards an assessment, and their revision session is going to be them, very like Kenji, I might even use it, making up their own questions. But I'm going to assign them into groups. They don't get to choose who they work with. Strong candidates and weak candidates work together, and the whole point about cooperative is that they work together and they have to help to teach each other. So the person who, you can't just get someone taking the lead. If someone takes a lead in cooperative learning, you have to stop the activity. Everybody should be very, very active. So what I'm doing next week with my microbiology bunches, I'm dividing them into 4 groups. I'm assigning the groups, I'm giving them guidelines, but every single member in the class has got to create their own question and answer. And it's very defined roles, so they're not all asking the same question. They've been dividing into different topics. They will then, each person will deliver their question as a quiz to the rest of the class, so there's nobody who can say, I'm not doing it. And finally, once everybody's done the questions, they're going to gather in the papers from each group, and there's going to be work that each person's going to have a sheet to mark.
Somebody fling something at
They're also
her.
going to talk about the answers, etc., and I'm going to try and evaluate it. So this is very, very active. Team, collaborative, but it's cooperative. Everybody must be involved.
And where will you show the results of that,
I'm going to
people
make up
could
a
see?
questionnaire in the VLE, so I will, if anybody's interested, I will actually send out how it goes. My concern is how to keep everybody active and not have people just sitting passively getting information.
Is it a whole just
and I think, we come in, we teach our students, we ignore often the realm of the spirit, I think, when we're teaching. And I'd like to share my personal kind of road to Damascus moment with you. I hope that some of you might be able to learn a wee bit about Prezi and so doing about it. So as I say, this was my road to enlightenment, my road to Damascus moment, the moment in my life when I realised I'd been sinning, I'd been doing the wrong things up to this moment in time. It started one day when I overheard one of my students singing an ABBA song in the back of the class. One of us is lonely, one of us is only waiting for the end. And then it kind of grew to a whole chorus. And I thought, oh, they're maybe not as interested in this as I thought. I tried my best. Some of them liked what I did, most of them didn't. And at the end of the lesson, I often cried. I came away disheartened. I don't know how the poor students felt, but I know how I felt. It got bad. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to turn to. I thought, I must do something different. My world turned upside down. I bumped into Pat Meach, my esteemed colleague there. I spoke to Pat. Have you tried Prezi? She asked me. Prezi? I know nothing of this, I replied. Watch and learn, sunshine, she told me. Now, for the uninitiated, this is Pat here, sitting with her colleague Alice Little, and this is an embedded YouTube clip. One of the great things you can do with Prezi is embed YouTube clips, and for some reason though, today the embed feature's not working, but it normally works really, really smoothly. But if I can put this on site for you, you can all watch Pat in doing a little performance there. So I thought, what's the name of the game? What on earth is all this about? And I watched as Pat took me on this really exciting journey through cyberspace. Put on your seatbelt, she said. This will be the ride of your life. You can tilt the picture to the right, she said. Or you can tilt it to the left, she told me. And you can zoom in, she informed me, but now her eyes were ablaze with the passion. I was beginning to feel the same passion. The passion for the subject, not for yours truly, of course. And zooming out is just as easy, she claimed, and she was right. Please note, though, however, that normally one should not start a sentence with the word and, but I did so there purely for effect, so that I could demonstrate this rather fun little trick where you can zoom in on that piece of text to elaborate on a point. Anyway, back to my spiritual enlightenment. I thought long and hard. It's very out of the box, isn't it? I thought. It looks awfully complicated, I said. Well, it ain't, replied Pat, somewhat cuttingly. It's a piece of cake, she said. Even you could do it, Fernando, she said. There was something in the air that night. It's Ed, Pat, not Fernando, I replied. So I thought, I wonder if I should take a chance on this. And then Pat started to sing, When You're All Alone, and the pretty birds have flown. She was singing. You don't refer to people of a female gender as birds any longer, I said, Joanne's workshop firmly in my mind. Shut it, she said, it's a metaphor, isn't it? What I mean is that when your students have left, you should consider using Prezi in your teaching. Money, 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 though, I thought. It must be terribly expensive. I was thinking about poor old David Nielsen and his budgets. It's free, Pat quipped. So I said, do you mean that I get all of this for nothing? A free presentation editor, one which zooms, one which moves. I can embed YouTube clips. I can upload images directly from the web. It gives me lots of free storage. It's simple to use. I do. Gimme more! I bellowed. My passion also was fire. By Jove. I want the ability to embed these presentations in Moodle, the ability to print directly to PDF, the ability to save online or to download, the ability to edit easily, I demanded. But I was still riddled with doubt. It's all yours, Chuck, smiled Pat. You can have it all. Knowing me, knowing you, I said to Pat, there is nothing I can do. You can try it, clothier, she stated bluntly. And I did try it, and this was my road to Damascus moment. My road to enlightenment. I'll take it, I exclaimed. Now, I've got more interesting presentations, more fun making them up, the ability to use movement and zooms to stress points, fewer suicidal students. I've been waiting for you, I thought, looking at Pat. Does your mother know that you're out? She responded. And that's it. Thank you very much.
I wanted to come along today to share with you just a quick tip about some of the ebooks we have. I'm sure some of you have heard of the ebooks because we've been promoting them. We've got over 3,000 titles, and one of the platforms that we subscribe to, eBury, it's got a really good sort of little feature which is really good for your students, for yourselves, for making up your bibliographies, your referencing, you know, that stuff you sort of hate. So this is eBury here, so I'll just quickly go into one of the ebooks. I'll just quickly show you how it works basically. So if you just, I'll just click on one of the titles. So this is my ebook here that I can read online. Your students, you can go through it. I'll just go into a page. Oops. Yeah. So if your students are using an ebook, they're going through it and they're wanting to maybe quote a passage from it and their essay, their coursework, what they can do is they can just copy and paste from it. So you just select your text, right click, do copy, and then Control and C, and I'll go into my Word document, and then just Control and V, and you can see it's pasted the passage that I've copied, but it also pastes all the graphic details. So you've got the title, page number, link back to where it came from. So it's all the information that's not in Harvard style, I don't think, but all the information's there, so you can rearrange all. So it's just a sort of quick tip that's quite useful for.
Very good.